So, some GCSE papers have just been leaked, and in this video we are going to investigate the previous leaks by comparing the historical data available to us on Google to see how exactly the students and the grade boundaries have been impacted by previous leaks. And spoiler alert, there have been a lot of leaks before as well. So all you need to do is like and subscribe to the channel. And let's begin. So firstly, we have to establish the fact that there have been leaks before. In order to do that, we turn to Google. The mechanism for finding such critical evidence is not that much complicated. We don't even need to use any Google functions such as before, after, etc. All we really need to do is type in GCSE leaks 2018, 2019, 2017, whatever it is. Also, there is no need to search up the years 2020 and 2021 because, as you know, GCSEs and A-levels have been cancelled due to COVID back then. So let's begin our search with 2019. So let's just type in GCSE leaks 2019. And there we go. First page shows that there have been at least people wondering about potential leaks that year. Here, for example, the Guardian article suggests that there have been leaks of GCSE religious studies exam. So now let's look at leaks of 2018. And there we go, front page, and we already have 2018 maths leaks show images of questions allegedly being solved. So now that we established that there have been in fact some leaks previously, let's find out how exactly the students were impacted and the grade boundaries, because at the end of the day, those are the most important questions to ask. So I've been browsing the student room and Reddit, looking at the previous years for alleged exam leaks. And what I tend to find is that people claim that it is all fake, which could be reasonably true, but this year we know that the exact question from Edexcel Maths was in fact leaked. The very last question, the hardest three-circle question, that question was definitely going to challenge some students. So in terms of the student sentiment when it comes to exam leaks, is that there's a constant battle between students claiming that the leaks are fake and it's all fake news, and some just being annoyed in general about the fact that some people could obtain the papers, which is understandable. It is very frustrating. So the fact is that GCSE papers do arrive to schools a few days before the examination date. It is done to avoid delays and to make sure everything happens on time. So there are definitely some causes for concern, because we know for sure that some teachers do get their hands on the papers before everyone else does. I doubt the risk of students stealing the papers themselves is actually that high. It's more of a case that some teachers will want to give hints to students, or it could potentially be a case of someone's parent who happens to be the teacher who saw the exams would tell their child about those exams or give the actual paper. I don't know. It's all alleged. Worst case scenario, the grade boundaries might be a little bit higher. Now let's see if historically GCSE leaks have led to higher grade boundaries. So let's look at Edexcel Maths 2018 GCSE paper, because that's the year we know for sure that some maths exams have been leaked. So all we need to do is search up grade boundaries 2018 maths Edexcel GCSE. Then we go on to the PDF that we found. We are told that in order to get a 9, you needed to obtain 202 marks out of 240 available, which is, as a percentage, 84.2%. Which is not that bad at all. Now let's look at Edexcel Maths papers from 2017 and see how much higher or lower those grade boundaries are. And there we go. In order to obtain grade 9 in maths, you needed to get 190 marks out of 240, which as a percentage is 79.2%, which is 5% less than for 2018. So on the year where we haven't had allegedly leaked maths papers, the grade boundaries were in fact lower than 2018 when the maths exams were leaked. So we do the exact same thing but for 2016. Now we go onto the PDF, search up maths. In 2016 we are told that you needed to obtain 170 marks out of 200 available in order to obtain a 9. As a percentage, that is 85%, which is slightly higher than the leaked year. So as we can see, there are some variations to our conclusions. Now, from my personal viewpoint, I think at the end of the day, what really matters when it comes to the grade boundaries is actually how well the students do nationally. If the exam was hard, most of the students will not be able to do some of the harder questions. As a result, the grade boundaries will be slightly lower. And in my opinion, that is the greatest factor that contributes to the how the grade boundaries are. Well, my camera just stopped recording for that moment, but what else I was going to say is that the resits are definitely not an issue. It's highly unlikely for any resits to take place because of the leaks. It would be a very straining thing to do for the examination boards right now. I'd like to just say, guys, leaked exam papers is something you could not control. No one could see it. You couldn't do anything about it. The only thing you can do now is, of course, to report it to your exam board. If you have seen someone cheat, it is the best in your interest to report the incident. At the end of the day, you have been working really hard for the past years in order to prepare for this exact moment, for then just some despicable person to just ruin your moment to shine. It is really frustrating, and you should be annoyed at that person, particularly if you have seen someone cheat. They are taking away your potential grades. So you let that sink in, and if you have seen someone, do report them. And of course, don't let the fact that some papers have been leaked stress you out too much. There will always be some people who will try to cheat their way through things, but at the end of the day, they will not succeed. At some point, they will face the consequences. But if you worked honestly and you worked hard for your grades, you will do well. If you've been preparing for those exams, you will do absolutely well. It doesn't matter if someone cheated. It doesn't matter how well the others did. All that matters is how well you did. And if you've done well and you gave it your best shot, you will succeed. You will get the grade that you deserve. And you all deserve the best grades. Don't let the news of leaked papers get you out of your way for success in academia. Let it be the motivation for you to prepare better, to work harder, so that you can show to your examiners that you've done your honest job and you've done it well. And again, there will not be any resits. It is highly unlikely for any resits to be happening. Even though the exams have been leaked, it is not in the exam board's best interest to cancel the whole examination and do resit at some point later. Because people will be going to do their A-levels in different schools, and it will be hard to collect everyone and make a resit. And it will be unfair as well, because the majority of people worked hard. Majority of people have actually prepared, and it was just some despicable people that decided that it is completely fine for them to cheat their way through the examination. It is not, and they will face the consequences. Trust me. So good luck, guys, with the rest of your exams. Prepare well, and don't dwell on the past. What's happened has happened. You gotta think about your future. So go out there, revise, prepare for the next exams, and do well. But with that said, guys, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, because I'll be posting more fun and interesting things around education, as well as different other topics. I have a lot of new ideas for the summer videos. They're gonna be fun. So stay tuned, subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye, everyone.